It does require some babysitting, and this is the only thing that I will ever gladly babysit, let me tell you. Hey there, my name is Esteban Castillo. I'm the author of Chicano Eats as well as Chicano Bakes, and I'm here with Got Milk today because I have some fun recipes that I'm gonna be sharing with you. Today, we're cooking with real milk. And let me tell you, cooking for me has always been the way that I get to invite other people into my culture and into my family, so I'm really excited to be making churros and dulce de leche with you today. So we are gonna start with our cinnamon sugar. I have 2/3 cup of granulated white sugar, and then I'm also going to be adding a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. And now we can just give this a whisk. And I have to tell you, one of the reasons why I love making churros is because of this combination right here. The smell of sugar and cinnamon together always just takes me back to being a kid and going to the fair in Mexico. And then we are just gonna sprinkle this into a baking tray. We are gonna be using this later on to roll our churros in. Now for the dough, we are gonna be using 2 cups of real milk. Real milk is gonna carry extra fat, and that in combination with the butter is going to ensure that the churros stay nice and crispy on the outside, but really soft and tender and moist in the center, which is gonna make for a really great experience. While the oil comes to temperature, we are gonna throw together our dough. So for this, we are gonna be adding 3/4 cup of water, 1/2 cup of milk, and then to this, we're gonna add a healthy pinch of kosher salt. And last but not least is 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And then we're also gonna be using 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, so I'm gonna let the butter melt. Once it's melted, we can start incorporating our flour. Okay, so this is looking great. I'm gonna take my dough and I'm gonna scrape it into a large bowl. We're gonna let it rest for a couple of minutes and then we'll start incorporating the eggs. Okay, so now that the dough has cooled for about 5 minutes, we can start incorporating our eggs. And you wanna make sure that you do this one at a time. I am gonna end up with really big, strong arm muscles by the end of this. Okay, now that we've gotten our strength training in for the day, we can move over to the fryer and start getting these babies in the oil. So my oil is finally at 350 degrees, which is optimal for frying. And now we can start frying the churros, and you wanna do this a small batch at a time just to prevent any from over frying and burning. And now comes the fun part, tossing them in the cinnamon sugar. You wanna make sure that everything has a nice even coverage so that every bite is perfect and even. It smells incredible. Now, the dulce de leche recipe is quite simple, and I love that because we are gonna be combining a couple of cups of milk with some sugar, and the milk really does all of the work for us. It's gonna caramelize so that we end up with this really rich and luscious sauce that we can drizzle over everything. Now for this recipe, it is rather important that you're using a tall stock pot or a Dutch oven again. As the liquid is evaporating, it's gonna start to bubble, and so it's important that you have something tall to work with so that it doesn't end up all over your kitchen. We're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then to this, we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, it is always important to add a pinch of salt to your desserts because it's going to enhance the flavors even more. And then I'm also adding a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and this is very important in this recipe because it's going to help enhance that really deep, rich brown color that dulce de leche is known for. You really just wanna ensure that the sugar dissolves into the milk. Our churros are done, our dulce de leche has cooled, and there you have it, restaurant quality. It's an easy enough recipe that anybody can make this in their own kitchen, so I hope you give this a try. I had a lot of fun cooking with you today, and I'll catch you in the next video, maybe, I don't know.